My name is Josie Neglia. I'm a professional Latin dancer, and one of the things that I unfortunately had to deal with my whole life was, like many actresses, it is a very youthful sport and competition in competition especially. So even at age 25 and 26, I was having to lie about my age and say that I was younger. As a competitor of Latin dance, our body is our art form, so we had to always be in top shape, super tan, super toned, thin, flexible, strong, have incredible aerobic and stamina, because we had to do 5 dances back to back, and we're competing against all these youngsters. So I think that has started my obsession with trying to look young. From the time I was 25, I had to always try to stay looking very young. And so I've gone into all kinds of things for face treatments and how to grow my hair. This is actually the longest my hair has ever been in my whole life, so I can talk about that. But today we're going to concentrate on what has helped me since I started Bryan Johnson's Blueprint. So in the Blueprint by Bryan Johnson, some of you, most of you know who he is, but he's this millionaire that is spending over $2 million a year to reverse aging. And he's done so successfully in almost every organ of his body. And I got interested in him about 6 months ago, research, and finally decided to do it. About 3 months ago, I said, okay, I'm all in. And I went shopping, bought all the ingredients. I knew already what I had to do for each meal, and we're going to talk about that. I already had supplements because I went to my longevity doctor, and she had told me that I was low in certain vitamins and minerals. So I started taking things that I was deficient in, which was my B complex. She told me to take my zinc, my DHEA, which is kind of like a testosterone. I know that I had to take my probiotics, which is great for gut microbiome and so on. But then through Bryan Johnson, and knowing that he's taking 150 supplements a day, I decided to go a little further and started taking a lot more, which I had spoken about, that I take 25. So here's my little pill cases. So I have 2 of them, and I just, every day I fill it up. Here's my supplement bag. Every morning I get up, and this is the scale that I think even Bryan has some kind of scale that's very similar to this. That is a smart scale, and it syncs up with an app on my phone. And I get on naked after I go to the bathroom first thing in the morning, and it syncs up with my phone, and it tells me all kinds of great biomarkers, like my skeletal mass, my muscle mass, my fat mass, my visceral fat, and so on. So this morning I was so happy. My visceral fat went from 5.5 that it was for this last month. It went down to 5.0 this morning. So I was so happy. And it tracks my weight, and it's so accurate because not only did I do it at the NutriShop, and with that really expensive $1,000 machine where you put your hands out and whatever scans your whole body, it was the exact same numbers. So I'm really happy with that. And that scale is actually listed on my, I have a favorites page with all of the Blueprint supplements and scale and the IPL treatment, which I'll show you about my face treatments. So it's josieneglia.com/Josie's favorites, but I'll put that link after as well. So I weigh myself in the morning, and then the first thing I do is have my green drink. Now, I just want to say a couple of things before I show all that, is that I am not the type of person that I would say is extremely disciplined. I am not a person that even likes routine. I've been an entrepreneur for my whole life, so every day is like whatever is the most important thing is gets done. But as Bryan says, you know, the idea of having everything automated, you know, that you don't have to think about it. I don't have to get up and go, should I go to the gym today or not? No, you just already know. And the fact that he was saying that he goes 7 days a week was really significant to me, because I feel that, yes, if you get into the routine of doing something every day, even 7 days a week is even better than, okay, 5 days a week, I have my weekends off. So what happens is, if something, you know, of course, always comes up, some emergency always comes up, we had to go to the lake for 2 days to pick up something, then those 2 days I couldn't go to the gym, then it's okay, because I went the other 5 days, because you're always thinking about going every day. So that's the thing that has really helped me. And then the idea of working on the whole body every day. So when I used to go to the gym, I started back in the gym, you know, back when I was 19, I used to go for the first time, but I never gained muscle. So I just want to show you that I feel like the most muscular that I've ever been. And it's not because we're doing heavy weights. It's just because we're working the whole body every time we go to the gym. So instead of going Monday and working on upper body, Tuesday working on lower body, Wednesday something else, then by the time you get back to Friday, you've only worked your upper body 1 or 2 days a week. Whereas instead, we just do one set of so many parts, and you get the whole body every day. I really love that idea. So some people at the gym go, what are you working on today? I'm like, whole body every day. I should have a t-shirt, whole body every day. So that's a really good thing. Okay, so in the morning, first thing I do is, notice this is the collagen. Well, I have an empty one that I put my morning drink, I mix it. So in this comes my collagen. It was Bryan Johnson's original Green Giant that he used to mix himself. So I still do that, minus the sunflower lecithin. I just take that in a tablet form. So I put my collagen in here, organic spirulina that I use as part of the green. I have the creatine. Yes, creatine. And I put my plant protein for flavor. And because actually as women, we need a lot of protein, especially over 40. And actually my scale, the only one thing that it says I'm deficient in is protein. So I add a little extra protein. So what I do is, in this, so it's easy, I have the scoop in here already. And what I do is I take 7 portions of every one of them. So I put, because with the creatine we only have to do 5 grams or 5 milligrams, I do 7 scoops of 5 milligrams. Then I do 7 scoops of this one, and 7 scoops of the protein, and 7 scoops of the collagen, right? The collagen, the original one, and of this one. And I put it in here, mix it all up. So then every morning I have literally, it's good for 7 days. And I just have 1 scoop of all of them mixed together already. So it makes it so easy in the morning. I don't have to mix it every morning. I just have 1 scoop, put it with my water. And I have my handy dandy little mixer that even Bryan has one of these. You can get them at, cute little dollar stores, or the Daiso dollar store for like $2. And I get my scoop of my Green Giant, and that was half a scoop. There's only 1 scoop left, so I'll get all of it. And I mix it with my mixer. And this is what I use to take my supplements every morning. So then I get out my supplement and take all of these 25 supplements. And I take that before I go to the gym, okay? And yes, a teaspoon of olive oil, because I also take my NMN. So NMN is fat soluble. So, and some of these vitamins are fat soluble. So I always take a teaspoon of olive oil, and that actually helps my stomach, because then I don't feel like I'm having the vitamins on an empty stomach. So the Green Giant with a little bit of protein in it makes it taste good, gives me the protein, and so on. So then I go to the gym. I do my 1 hour gym workout, which I have a video of, the YouTube video that some of you have seen of the Bryan Johnson workout. And then I come home and the first thing I have is my super veggie. I just was remembering about the face. So the face, when I wash my face in the morning, I use literally 2 things. I use coconut oil every morning and a shea butter soap. So shea butter soap and coconut oil. So first I put the coconut oil and kind of rub it all in, get all the impurities out. And then I lather up a little bit of the shea butter soap. It's just a bar of soap. You can get that in so many places. And wash it off. And then my skin feels like plump. And it feels clean, but it doesn't feel dry. And then I just put a little tiny bit of sunscreen on before I go to the gym. And I'll show you my sunscreen. I got this one, I think at Trader Joe's. It's a really nice sunscreen. It's only like $6, but it has a really nice kind of film on your skin. It's called the Daily Facial Sunscreen, and it's a SPF 40. And it's very light.
Can I stop and ask you a question before you move to the next one? Because,
yes.
I mean, everything you're sharing is just amazing. Also, I found the list of your 25 supplements that you put in the Discord, so
Perfect.
I copied and pasted that.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Into the chat. So I was going to ask you, for your morning routine,
yes.
How long do you feel like it takes you, realistically, not shortening, but...
Right, from the time I get out of bed and just like go to the bathroom, weigh myself, put on my gym clothes, mix my 1 scoop, take my supplements, I'm out the door in 20 minutes. I wash my face, right? And then I get dressed, I take my supplements and put on my sneakers, out the door in 20 minutes.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So my gym routine usually takes anywhere from, if I'm by myself, 45 minutes. I can get in and out of the gym 45 minutes because I go from, exercise to exercise and, I'm working up a nice sweat and a good cardio. But sometimes I bring a friend and I help her with the blueprint. I have 2 of my wonderful friends I bring, and sometimes I go with my husband, and my husband and I do it. And he loves it as well. He thinks the exercise is really great. And sometimes he does more weight. He's so muscular. So he does a little more weights than I do, but he does the exact same exercises and he thinks it's a fantastic workout. Okay, so we come home and I have my super veggie. So super veggie, for those of you that are not that familiar with it, is lentils, black lentils, and broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms. And then you add garlic and ginger to it. So for people with acid reflux, because I had a very bad acid reflux for like 2 years. So the very first time I didn't add the ginger, the apple cider vinegar. I just added the garlic maybe. But that ginger and apple cider vinegar that you just put in, just 1 teaspoon, makes all the difference, because the first couple of days I had acid reflux, but then that helped it a lot. So I don't like to blend everything like Bryan does. I tried both. I tried the blending everything to make it like a hummus, or I tried just putting everything in. And I love both the super veggie, and we'll talk about the nutty pudding in a moment. I don't like to blend anything. I love actually all the different textures and the chewing things. It actually is so delicious to me. So the black lentils, I cooked them this morning. So this is the pot I cooked them in. So I just put 3 times as much water. I put some olive oil, that's an old Italian thing, so that it doesn't ever boil over. And then I put a piece of garlic in there, a piece of ginger in there, and then when I'm about to eat it, I put turmeric cayenne pepper. So if you know that turmeric is, or curcumin as a lot of people call it, is so great for anti-inflammatory and has so many health benefits. But the only way that your body can absorb it is if you pair it with cayenne pepper or some kind of black pepper. So I always put turmeric, cayenne pepper, and then cumin. And then that flavor is so delicious with the, or you know, the garlic that I cooked it with as well. Then I put a little teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and the ginger is already in there. Then I steam. So it only takes 6 minutes to steam. I don't like to have the vegetables the next day, but I will if I have to. But it's nice when I steam them. It only takes 6 minutes. I put the broccoli cut up, the cauliflower cut up, and the mushrooms. And that's it, 6 minutes, it's done. And I put it on top of the lentils. And then I put the Bryan Johnson. I just got my brand new Bryan Johnson olive oil. He calls it the snake oil now. He's so funny. So after I take off the top, the little black spout on there so I can pour it very easily. But then I put, a tablespoon of olive oil on top of that. And I always top it with, so this is the little top that we use on the olive oil, so that it's so easy to pour because we use it like 3 times a day, and then it pours very nicely. So I have that teaspoon in the morning with my vitamins, and then I have another tablespoon with my super veggie. And then on top of the super veggie, Bryan puts just the hemp hearts. But I, because I have thyroid, a little bit of Hashimoto's, it's so important. A lot of ladies have problems with their thyroid. Pumpkin seeds are amazing, and Brazil nuts. So I have 3 Brazil nuts and hemp seed and pumpkin seed every single day on top of my super veggie. And the whole thing mixed together is delicious, and it has nice textures because the little tiny lentils, the vegetables, and that I keep like not super soggy. I have them a little bit al dente, and then the crunch of the nuts is delicious. After I eat that, I'm so full. Sometimes I don't even finish the whole thing. Someone was asking, do you count calories? And I don't measure and count calories. That's not important to me. What's so important to me is that I eat healthy and then eat until I'm full and satisfied. I never stop myself. I actually sometimes can't even finish it, and I wrap it and put it in the fridge for later when I get more hungry again. So after I eat that, though, I make my nutty pudding because it's so satisfying. It's like a dessert. So I put everything into these little baskets. So this is my nutty pudding basket. So in here I have my macadamia nuts, my walnuts, I have my Brazil nuts, I have my cacao powder, and CA, right? Cacao, not cocoa powder, because that's the more healthy one. And then my Ceylon cinnamon, I think that's the way you pronounce it, Ceylon cinnamon. And then 3 more things. I have my flax seeds, my chia seeds, and as you know, every once in a while I will put it on. I don't always put it on, but the bittersweet chocolate chips, which is, organic dark chocolate, which is so nice. But the cacao powder tastes like chocolate as well. So sometimes I don't even add the chocolate chips because this makes it already chocolatey. So I mix all of those things, and I put the berries, which is the blueberries, the raspberries, and if you have blackberries, I sometimes put the blackberries and strawberries, okay? And I rinse them all and put them in a bowl, and then add, this one is a really nice pomegranate juice from Costco. It's called Palm. And put a little bit of this and a little bit of the unsweetened almond milk, vanilla almond milk, the unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And I put them in a bowl like this. Yes, so this is also from Costco, unsweetened almond milk. I mean, some of my friends make their own almond milk. It's a lot of work, but this one is great. I know that there's some things in here like the guar gum and all that kind of stuff that is not the greatest for you, but it's just a little tiny bit of that, and for convenience, it's great. And then I just stir it all instead of blending it. I know that Bryan Johnson likes blending it, but it does taste chalky, and I don't like that chalky taste. So I don't know. I think as women we like, that kind of mix of textures in food. I know that that's really important for me is textures. So the crunch of the nuts and the softness and juiciness of the fruit makes it so wonderful. So that's the nutty pudding. And so the flaxseed and the chia seed that I put on the bottom mixed with the pomegranate juice and the milk kind of create a little bit of a gel type. So I put it in the fridge for maybe half an hour, just 30 minutes or so before I eat it, so that you can get that gel type formation that happens because of the chia seeds and flax seeds to get all the benefits from it. And it's absolutely delicious. That's like a dessert every day. And between that and the super veggie, you're so full that it keeps me satisfied. So Bryan talks about the idea of eating within a 6-hour window. And everyone thinks he's crazy that he finishes eating at 11 a.m., but you have to remember he wakes up at 4:30 a.m. So for the normal people that don't wake up at 4:30 in the morning, I usually wake up around 8. I know it's very late for some of you. Some of you wake up at 6 with your children and taking them to school and everything. I wake up at around 8. I get out of the house by 8:30 to go to the gym, work out for an hour, whatever, come back, and I eat around 11:30, 12 o'clock latest. And then I go 6-hour window and have 2 more meals. So I have the nutty pudding and then the third meal. And then I finish eating at 5:30 or 6 o'clock the latest. So then I fast all the way from 6 p.m. all the way to 12 o'clock noon the next day. And I find that that is so important. So can I just say at this point now, I got amazing results. Within the first 8 days, I had lost 2 inches in my waist. I had lost 4 pounds, only 4 pounds. But I had kind of reshaped my body. My waist got so thin, and my arms got slender. I feel like I lost a lot of inflammation. I saw some pictures, and I can pull up some pictures for you where everything was fatter. Like my face was fatter, my upper body was fatter, my boobs were bigger. Now my bras are all too big for me, and even my shoes are looser. So I know that I lost inflammation even in my feet.
The third meal that you eat, does that change, or is that one of the other ones that like Bryan suggests?
Yes, that changes. That changes all the time. I think I do a different one every day. Sometimes it's the sweet potato with arugula that I did. Sometimes I have chicken or an egg because I'm not vegan, so I don't mind having that. But, oh yes, salads, and kind of like almost like a bowl with salads and a little bit of chicken, and adding nuts to it, and some other vegetables. Sometimes I have the zucchini, avocado, and everything mixed in kind of a nice bowl, a nice big bowl of greens. I try to always stick with organic vegetables. I stay away from rice and gluten because that gives me inflammation for sure. And although I love cheese so much, I try to stay away from cheese. And of course sugars. So I have told some of my friends about my sugar-free desserts that I want to tell you that incorporate Blueprint stuff, because it's all about the dark chocolate, 100% dark chocolate with the nuts, and then you all have to get medjool dates, because that's the new sugar for me. So medjool dates, it becomes my sugar.
So you were talking about the sugar-free, which is great if you want to keep talking about that. One thing I was going to tell you is that, so I've done the nutty pudding, and I blend it because I actually find that I digest really well. when things are blended, because it's
Okay.
like you're doing the work for your
Right,
body
right.
instead
They're
of it
doing the
having to.
chewing work for you, right?
But what I do to get the textures is by putting like cinnamon or cacao on top.
Okay.
And
And even
there
adding some
is
fruit on top?
I add fruit and chocolate chips. So on Amazon, Pashka, I think, is the brand of chocolate chips where it's just dark cacao.
Yes.
There's nothing else in it.
Okay.
So no sugars, no anything. So
Nice, nice.
that's
oh,
my
perfect. Oh, perfect, perfect. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
and everybody, everybody has their own, particular things. But I tried blending it the first few times, and I found that not only did like so much of it end up in the blender that you can't take out, and I got a big cleanup. But when I tried it just without blending, I love the idea of the juice and the crunch, all in the same bite. So, try. I think everyone could have their own preference. That's awesome. And for digestion reasons, yes, you have to chew a lot more when you don't blend it. Um, okay, so what I was saying about the medjool dates, I think all of us have a little bit of a sweet tooth, I'm sure, but I have found that the medjool dates are amazing for all of little desserts that I made. This one was amazing. I made it with cashew nuts for the center layer, cashew and a little bit of coconut cream, and then the top layer and the bottom layers with pecans and medjool dates, and the top layer with cacao powder and just a little bit more nuts. Yes, pecans. And oh my God, it's absolutely delicious. Not, no added sugar. And so I have little desserts like that I try out every week that are usually vegan and sugar-free. And they just have the medjool dates for the sweetness. And it's amazing, amazing desserts. And it helps the sweet tooth. So I think the next thing that I want to talk about is the results, right? So we were talking about that just after 8 days. Well, actually, first of all, just after 4 days, I was already starting to feel like, wow, I'm really starting to feel my shoulders so like tight and strong. But after 8 days, I didn't even realize. My husband took a video of me coming out in my black dress. And I'm like, holy mackerel, is that me? Everything looks smaller. And I realized that it was just like losing all the inflammation, even though I had only lost 4 pounds, which a lot of people think 4 pounds is nothing. But my whole body looked different because I had lost all the inflammation, and my waist was so thin and my legs were thinner and everything. So I was really impressed with it. And I have to say that the only reason I got those results in 8 days was because I followed Blueprint like to the T. Almost, I would say, it wasn't even 100%. I would say it was 98%. I probably missed one workout and, maybe had a drink of, sweet Italian cream with coffee one day or something like that, because that was a weakness of mine. But I try now to just mix the unsweetened almond milk with medjool dates in a blender to make a kind of a sweet cream that I can add to coffee. Oh my gosh, delicious. I worked out with some girls and my sister and my cousin tried it. And they were working out every day because they were very disciplined about working out every day, but they didn't do the diet. They had, a lot of the supplements, because I had even given some of the supplements to my cousin when I was in Toronto. And they did the supplements, they did the workout, but they didn't eat the diet. They didn't do the Blueprint diet, and they didn't get the results. So it's like Bryan said. I just saw his latest video on his hair treatment and how much he works on his hair. And he says every morning he puts on this red cap for only 6 minutes. And he says that alone doesn't do very much, but it's the stacking of everything. He does kind of a liquid treatment. He does some PRP. He does some laser stuff. He does, all this special shampoo, special coloring. And he says it's the stacking that makes the difference. So it's not just one thing. I think some people think, oh, if I just go and do that workout an hour every day, of course I'm going to get great results. No, you won't get the same results. There's something magic in this whole thing of Bryan Johnson doing this for 2 years to create the exact protocol that he did for a reason, because it works. So if I can say, from an undisciplined kind of unroutine girl myself, just really, really try your hardest to do it 100% for at least 8 days to see what a remarkable change it really makes. So our goal always for women over 40 is something that I have to say is that 2 years ago when I got married to my husband, we've been together for 8 years, but we got married 2 years ago, I was chubby. I was chubby during the pandemic. I had gained 10 to 15 pounds. If I show you a picture, I was even mortified. And so I wanted to lose weight for the wedding, of course, right? So I did everything that I thought I could do because I've been a professional dancer for my whole life. And whenever there was a competition or something coming up, starve yourself for a couple of days and you're back to normal. I did that. I tried to starve myself. I walked 20,000 steps, tried to, not eat certain things, whatever. And in like 2 months, I had almost no results at all. Maybe, if anything, I lost 2 or 3 pounds, but I looked not that different. And I feel so sad that if I knew that I could do this, I would have looked so much better in my wedding dress and on my wedding day. So I feel like I have a sense of power now, and this idea that even if for any reason I go off this for a little while, I know that I can get back on the blueprint and have that feeling of agency again, the sense of agency, of control, that I can control my aging and control the way I look with just following exactly that. It's no more guesswork, no more starving, no more suffering. I didn't suffer at all. I worked out and I ate until I was full. So I think it's a really wonderful feeling.
You say you had some before and after photos?
Yes. Okay.
You're going to share them?
So I have to tell you, of course, about my blueprint protocol book. Well, I made this. So from the very beginning, I wanted to make it easy for myself. So I printed out, I made this Excel spreadsheet. But then I was thinking, it was just sheet after sheet after sheet and they were getting lost. I thought, wouldn't it be great to have a journal? So I made this journal. I made it myself on the KDP and I put it up on Amazon. And it's only like $12 or so. And it has not only explaining what the protocol is. I have the green giant, the super veggie, the nutty pudding, and then a typical third meal. I have the groceries, the supplements. Here's the grocery list. And, here's the before picture, okay? Can you see that? I don't know if you can see. Can you see that? Or no? Yes?
We can see.
Yeah, I was
Still beautiful, but your waist is tiny now.
Yeah, my waist and my hips and my legs. You can't even see my legs there, but I have I've always had cellulite on my legs. And I still do. It's not, cellulite I think is unfortunately hereditary. And even in my 20s, I had cellulite. But now it is much less noticeable. But I have a little trick. This is a little trick of the trade I learned from ballroom dancing. I'm going to put the camera down just a little bit. My friends know me as always having fishnet stockings. So fishnet stockings are like a very good mask for cellulite because they're very tight. So they are really great for giving you an instant tan and they hide the cellulite. But the diet actually helps a lot with making your legs look so much slimmer and losing the inflammation, which doesn't make the cellulite look so bad. But here we go. In the in my little journal that I was making, every single day I would, mark my weight, the day it was, what day on Blueprint I was, and then it goes down the list. So if it goes down the list, I don't know if you could see the list. It's kind of hard to see there, but it was basically, I put down, did I sleep 8 hours? Let me put on my glasses here. Did I sleep 8 hours? The Green Giant, the AM supplements. Did I do a full workout? Super veggie, olive oil, nutty pudding, dark chocolate, green tea. So every morning I make a green tea and I put it in a thermos and take my green tea actually to work out. I don't know, there's something very satisfying about having a warm drink at the gym. So I know some people like cold drinks, but I just really love my green tea in my kind of thermos that I take to the gym. Then I have my third meal, PM supplements, and then did I eat in a 6-hour window? And every time I did it, I can check it off. Then my facial treatments, did I use my sunscreen that day? Red light therapy, and the IPL treatment and my tretinoin and so on. So can I talk about the face treatments now? All of these are on my Josie's favorite page, which I'll put a link to, that have Bryan Johnson's, a lot of Bryan Johnson's supplements and things that he uses. But this is why I love this particular one versus the one that Bryan uses where he lays under. That one is kind of nice too if you just want to lay and relax, but us women, we're so busy. I'll plug this in, my love. So I put it on, and this one has a special neck part. Okay, so on this I have here, I push it, and now the red light comes on. So what I love about this is that the eyes I can still see. So instead of just laying, helplessly for 15 minutes to 30 minutes, doing this treatment, which hardly any of us have 30 minutes free in a day, I lay back and I read or look at, YouTube videos or can, mark off my things in my journal, and you're just relaxing, but you can still see. And it's not affecting my eyes because there's a nice guard on the eyes that it doesn't affect my eyes at all. And so this red light therapy, I try to do it a few times a week. And red light, of course, is great for anti-aging and wrinkles and so on. I know Bryan uses the blue light because those masks have different varieties of light. And if acne is your problem, I think he has a lot of trouble with adult acne. Then it has the blue light for that. But the red light is for anti-aging and wrinkles. So this is the second machine that I have. I don't have the, the funds to do all the laser treatments that Bryan does. So this is my IPL machine. And it's a 3-in-1 IPL machine. I have that down on my favorites list as well. And it has 3 different nodules. This one that's on there is for skin rejuvenation. Then we have hair removal, and then we have an acne one. So with this one, I use the protective goggles. And, okay, I press it on. I press up to the 5th, which is the strongest current. And keeping the protective glasses on, then you can just do did you see that little spark there? Little treatments like this. Now this is similar to laser IPL treatments, but it's not as strong, of course. I did, excuse me, I did it to myself just last night, all over my face and neck and even chest. And I actually even did it, and let me turn that off now. And I even did it on my stomach. Because one of the most horrifying things that I noticed was that even some of the skin right above the belly button starts to change a little bit. So I do the IPL even on my tummy. I know it all sounds quite, arrogant sometimes, but I think that's what even sometimes people think about Bryan is like, gosh, he does so many things. Is he so vain? Whatever. No, we're just trying to reverse that damn aging on all the things that happen to us that we don't deserve. So anyway, let's see. So I do the IPL at least once or twice a week only. I don't do that every day. Once or twice a week, all over my face. I did it all over my face and here and my neck, here and a little bit on my stomach last night. And then you do that with clean skin. The professional ones, you have to put some kind of gel on it because they're super high heat and everything. This one is for home use, so it has up to 500,000 lights that you can do. So it's really great. It cost me about $300, but I think the one that I have listed, it might be even less money on my favorites list. So the very first time I ordered Bryan Johnson's olive oil, I got it in this box. I don't know if some of you got the original blueprint box. It has Bryan's picture on it and everything, right? But the second time I ordered it, it didn't have it. So I'm very happy that I got the original. And what I use it for is all my skin care treatments. So I think the very first time that I saw Bryan Johnson's morning routine, he had a few of these ordinary bottles. This is such an amazing company. It's a Canadian company. I saw a whole documentary about this company. It's pretty fascinating. But these products are so inexpensive and they are very high quality. And that's why even Estee Lauder bought part of the company because they are so amazing. So I just got a whole slew of almost everything they offer. This red one is kind of a glycolic peel where you only use this maybe once a week, and I put it on clean skin for about 10 minutes, only 10 to 15 minutes, and then wash it all off. It has a slight tinge of a burn, and it gives you a nice peel once a week. And then I have peptides. There's one that's called a multi-peptide. I use that every night. And then the hyaluronic acid, which is just a great moisturizing. And I put it actually with my makeup. With a little squirt of foundation that I put on even this morning, I put a little drop of hyaluronic acid and then mixed it all, and it keeps your skin nice and moist. And then there is the niacinamide, which is great again for wrinkles and so on. And these are all these bottles are something like less than $10. Maybe some are $10, $11, $12 maximum. So I'm really, really impressed with them and their quality and their really great price point. I bought also a CC serum. They probably have that in The Ordinary. I didn't check it out, but I already had the CC serum. And CC serum is a great brightening for your skin, and that's, again, every day. Put it on underneath your makeup, and then at night, as a night routine, after your red light therapy, you put it on to go to sleep. The CC serum gives your skin a nice brightening effect. And recovery serum. So I'm always trying new ones. I probably have about 10 different recovery type serums, including even Revitalift by L'Oreal. L'Oreal, I'm trying that one. So I use a few of them just to see if any of them make a difference, but it's probably the stacking effect that Bryan talks about, that you just, put on, make sure you always put on one, at night, something that has any kind of treatment for the face with niacinamide and so on. So, but I do have to say that one of the most important things, I don't have it here, but is tretinoin. I actually ran out of it and I have to go back. So tretinoin is the only prescription type cream for your face, and it is an anti-wrinkle cream that is so important for really getting a little bit more dramatic effects in skin tightening and lifting and less appearance of wrinkles. It also helps with pores. It minimizes pores. So I remember when friends came from out of the country and they came and they said, Josie, your skin looks so clear and so smooth, like no pores. And I'm like, really? Because I have naturally large pores. And so I was very happy that it actually really works. So I highly recommend going to your dermatologist and getting tretinoin. I know that some people can get it online through a prescription service of some kind, but highly recommend that and use that every night with a moisturizer. So any of the hyaluronic acid with it, just a light moisturizer. Now, I had talked about the fact that I'm on replacement hormones. So I take the estradiol patches, and so they come in little packages like this, and little square package. You rip it up, and there's a little tiny patch, tiny, the size of my nail, and you peel it off and you stick it on. So you change it twice a week. So I have on one side on Thursdays and then the other side on Sundays. And I switch whenever it's Thursday, I put it on this side, whenever it's Sunday on this side. And so you always know if you need to replace it. Then this is my progesterone, and I take that every night. So it's one progesterone pill. It's just a little round pill like that. And I have also tried the progesterone cream, but I don't like that because you never know that you get, and even my doctor said that it is less effective because a lot of it rubs off and it sometimes gets on your clothes or your sheets or whatever, and it doesn't absorb completely into your body. So I went back to the pills.
But do you track how much water?
Yes, I don't drink the recommended 8 cups of water that they say a day. And I think even Bryan said, who said that that's supposed to be the perfect amount? Because I don't think he drinks that either. But I definitely have about 4. I would say, but that's including the green tea and my green giant in the morning. In terms of the little app that I have that says in terms of hydration in my body and water in my body, it says that I'm at a perfect amount. So I think that I'm not dehydrated as far as I can see.
You were going to talk about what keeps you motivated. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So again, can I show you now, my love? Come over here. So I married this handsome young man. This is Johan, my husband. He doesn't tell my age. I don't tell my age. I don't tell his age. So don't even ask. We fell in love. It was love at first sight. And I just, I feel like I've always had kind of a youthful spirit because I went out to the Latin clubs and I dance, and I'm very kind of free-spirited and I love to laugh. And so I think I have a young energy, and but I felt like my body wasn't showing it for a little while. So then I remember looking online and I saw these 60-year-old bodybuilders in bikinis looking amazing. And I thought, oh my God, if they can do it, I can do it. So that was one of the things. So staying young for my husband, staying young for Latin dancing, and then being motivated by seeing other women who are older than me, who are looking amazing and working hard so that they can look flawless in a bikini, was a big motivator for me. I know that so many of our messages is like, you're getting old, just accept it. Grow old gracefully. Just, forget that, just stop wearing mini skirts because you're not 20 anymore. And I don't believe all of that. I don't believe any of that. I really really feel like we're as young as we feel, and we're going to keep working, fighting all the way to make sure that we stay looking young. I just want to say the sailboats on here, something really motivated me about the sailboats, and I really feel that that's aging. You know, the water and the ocean is like this inevitable time that keeps going on and aging, but we're a sailboat in on top of the water, and we can guide our way. If we just let our sails down and let everything go, we'll just be moved by the water, just like aging. But we're going to fight our way by navigating as much as we can in this water to be as youthful and young and energetic as possible. And that's what I truly believe.
I mean, this has just been amazing. I thank you so much for sharing your journey. It's really fascinating. So I've been following Bryan, but I didn't actually try. I mean, I eat pretty healthy already, and so I didn't try his recipes, and I didn't do that until he opened up the Blueprint 5000, the study that he's doing.
Yes.
You're not correct?
No, I'm not on that.
So I am doing that.
Okay. And
but
how do you
because for me, I need external motivation. So it was like, okay, I signed up for that, and then I got all this stuff. But from what I found out, only 20% of the 5,000 are women. And so it's really amazing that you have done this and are putting this out there. I think because I think that it really will impact women, maybe even more than men, because no one is addressing this kind of thing. And so I love what you're doing. And I think that I'm glad we've got this recorded so that you can like pull the pieces of it and share them. I just thank you for everything that you've shared.
Of course.
I hope you keep going, because I think that you're doing something really amazing and you're very inspiring.
Thank you so much. And I know that I'm going to remember a whole bunch of things that I didn't remember later, but I'd love to do, I'll probably do another video on my own of everything that I do. And thank you so much for actually making this happen. It kind of pushed me to do it all sooner. I guess, that feeling of that, we as women can also be significant in the longevity process, and even how men feel, they're the gym bros, they're the ones that get the results. But no, us women get results. I think it's becoming more and more common. I see more and more women at the gym. It's wonderful. And I think that us older women, I don't even like to use that word, but as more mature, lovely women, wiser women, there we go, we can make a big difference in our body in just a short time. And it doesn't have to be that, we're trying to be men, we're trying to be muscular. No, we're trying to be the best that we can be. And building muscle and losing fat, it's not about losing weight anymore. I hate this idea of, how much weight did you lose? It's not about weight, because we replace the fat with muscle. So just think about this idea of building muscle, losing fat. And that's my new kind of thinking about it, is so much about that. So when you get that SMART scale, it's not about the number of how much weight I lost, because literally to this day, all I've lost is 6 pounds. But my whole body has reshaped. And so I think don't worry so much about the number of the weight, but actually what does it mean in terms of muscle and fat? And that's really important. So, and I hope it does inspire, and I want so many women to come together, and I'd love to do these live things more, and we could cook together and find new recipes together.
Yeah, that would be amazing.